So that's why it's the fourth factor is known as recalling the purity. Even if we have a stable deity pride or confidence in ourselves as the deity's form, so you have practiced this third factor. Third factor is like deity pride. If you have that practice, and we abide in this nature at all times, even if we have developed vividly clarity in our visualization. So that is the actually second factor. So then must have to have this fourth factor. If we do not recognize that automatically, the deity's appearance is like a reflection in a mirror, illusory, apparent yet empty. If we do not have any appreciation for the symbolic meaning of the face, hands, gestures, ornaments, and so forth, then there is a danger that our deity practice will lead to transgressions. So you can have a practice, like example, we already talked the third factor is like stable divine pride. If you have that, it's good. Then if you have this vividly clearly visualize the second one, second factor, if you have that, but there's here say must have to have fourth factor. So fourth factor is visualize yadam. This form is seeing, seeing form is emptiness, empty is seeing, seeing form, emptiness is inseparable. So first we have to recognize that whatever we visualize yadam form is not solid, it's empty, empty is seeing, seeing is emptiness. And then there is so many this kind of a symbolic meaning. So of the face, hand gesture, ornaments, and so forth. Yidam deity, each one has a lot of information, author, form, body, symbolize meanings. So we have to understand that symbolize meaning. If you don't know the symbolized meaning, then going to misunderstand and get wrong view. So also, you see the symbolize and then you recognize absolute truth qualities. This each author symbolize pointing the absolute true quality. That's why see, if we do not have any appreciation for the symbolic meaning of the face, hands, gesture, ornament, and so forth, then there is a danger that our deity practice will lead to transgressions. If you know, then you see the form of the author deities symbolized, you realize absolute truth. So this author symbolize pointing absolute truth. That's why we have to understanding this author symbolize meanings. Very important. And yesterday already shared this part of the sacred Mahayana. So why we have to sacred these symbol things, substantials, because no use to see other people. It's no people. Someone don't have devotion enough. Some do they have empowerment, and someone against Vajrayana. So that kind of people see these object ritual things, substantials, Vajrayana, these symbols, objects, and they get a wrong view and become, if they get a wrong view, then who did that, the person is become transgression. It's broken vows. So that's the reason when we also have to know the symbolize this all meaning. And also when we share others, like you have to share clearly for them, you know, if you show something, the Vajrayana, these substantials. So example, you showing for the Kabbalah for someone, then you have to know the Kabbalah's meaning, not just only the foreheads, this part of your body, like for your Kabbalah, you know. You shows that and not incorrect if you don't know the meanings. If you're going to show somebody, you have to know what the means. And then also other people know misunderstand. The same thing like Dhamma, this we have a purpa is a Vajrakalaya symbol, and then Vajra Yogini holding to go knife, skull cups, katawangas, and bone ornaments. So that kind of object has symbolized meanings. So that's actually each symbol is pointing to the absolute true qualities, showing the absolute true qualities. So first we have to understand, and then you can share others. Otherwise, that lead to the transgressions. This is why we need to remember the symbolism of the deity's form, the ornaments, hand, positions, and so forth, recognizing that each of them represents the same meaning. So the or is like same meaning means like that everything is this is symbolized pointing the absolute true qualities. So that's why same meaning. Then following the sacred mantra practice is meant to be kept secret from those who are not fit vessel to receive these teachings. So this symbolize or this object have to keep secret who don't know, who don't have capacity, you know, who don't have this fit vessels. So that's why we have to keep secret for them. That's the reason this is called the sacred Mahayana. Yes?
But that doesn't mean that we're still serving them like they're our mothers, right? And actually we're serving them like they're our mothers by not making a transgression against our vows to tell them, right? It's more because of compassion. It's not because we have like a big secret, right, Kempo?
Yeah, you just know people direct get wrong view.
Right. It's
Yeah.
because we love them. It's not because we're trying to keep like we want them to know if they want.
You protected them.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have a question about ancient practices. Secret rooms in the zongs, like when I was in Bhutan, there were secret rooms, there were blackened rooms. Is that for completion stage practices for monks? Or were they hiding tankas that had these symbols, you know, the fierce deity symbols, things like that?
Not always like that. It's actually that's like some traditionally monastery follow different because sometimes like we see the monastery, we always think like that, but Vajrayana sometimes not really like that, you know. In the teaching here says is correct, but sometimes monastery does things is like not exactly just same the teaching here says. In the tradition, different monasteries has different kind of roles. Some area in the protectors or this protect dharma protectors like symbols, this mass, this everything in the protector rooms. Usually, people not allowed to go in there. You know.
Okay.
So that is another way. It's not just kind of like, of course, a secret ways, but it's some monastery kept the only protector place is different.
Okay, so ritual objects were kept there, secret ritual objects.
Yeah, then some sacred ritual object also have some different realms. So that means like not only like completion practice means completion practice is a Mahayana, so you don't need any kind of like that realm.
Okay. Okay. Not in a formal.
Yeah, so that's it's just don't let it just go in people, regular people.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Thank you.
Okay. So then we already told this sacred part yesterday lots, so we don't have to go again. So now we skip that part and go to the. Today I think is we are in the Guru Yoga. Right? It's Guru Yoga.
No, Kempo,
No.
we stopped mid-page on 140. There is no way to awaken Buddhahood. That's where you stopped.
I want to skip a little bit, so make sure no let me.
Okay. We can
Okay, yeah, let's go to Guru Yoga.
Please, watching.
skip. Okay.
So you are Dharma protector, okay?
Yeah.
So now then we are 140 is there is no way to awaken to Buddhahood without entering into sacred Mahayana. The root text it is so without the Vajrayana, it's not possible to enlightenment. Reason is see this one. Demi meaning top. Without its sacred mantra, there can be no siddhis, means it cannot be complete. So I don't know the translations put siddhis means actually completion. So could be correct. Siddha means actually many levels, but completion means highest level, I think. From it, the result of Buddhahood is attained. That's a root text. Even if we practice the skillful means of the other 5 perfections, you practice 5 other perfections. If we do not have the wisdom that does not grasp at the body, aggregates, and sensory fears us mundane, we will not become Buddhas. So in this part also, like translation says this other 5 perfections we didn't specifically we talk about 5 perfections, just say if you have other all the perfections means you follow by sutra tradition or this perfection you have, but still you cannot be enlightened. We cannot take out the wisdom part of the sutra. Sutra also have a 612, right? Sutra tradition we talk about the 6 parameter. So sutra tradition we not only talking about 5 parameters. Sutra tradition we talk about 5 parameter. So you have 5 perfections. 6 perfections. You have the other 6 perfections. The follow the sutra tradition. If we do not have this wisdom, means like this is like another special wisdom. Follow the Vajrayana. That does not grasp at the body, aggregates and ancillary fears as mundane. We will not become Buddhas means. So you need this wisdom. In this wisdom, the Sutra tradition didn't have. Actually, have wisdom, recognize emptiness. They have that wisdom, but transforming wisdom, the only in the Vajrayana, transforming wisdom. So we are mundane. We need to transform to the pure. If we don't do that, cannot be Buddhahood. So the main point is that's it. That's it. Sutra tradition also have wisdom. Sutra tradition have five perfections, not six perfections, not only five. Sutra tradition has five perfections. The sixth one, the perfection is emptiness, but not transforming. So that's why in Vajrayana have another method. The wisdom has transforming wisdom. So you need transforming wisdom. So that means wisdom has many categories. Yeah. Think about the same is like four dharma has many categories, right? And then refuge has many categories. Bodhicitta has many categories. And like each one has many categories. Thing like that. So wisdom also has different kind of categories there. So transforming wisdom, we need transforming wisdom. That is only in the Vajrayana. So without that, you cannot reach Buddhahood. The main point is that's it. So which one we have to transform is this ordinary body, impure body, and ordinary aggregates, five aggregates, and then sensei refers as mundane. So this is impure. Is we have to transform to the pure. So if we don't do that, we will not become Buddhas. We not possible Buddhas. Then where is that wisdom come from? That wisdom is come from Vajrayana. So impure transforming wisdom is come from Vajrayana. Sutra also has wisdom, but Sutra didn't have this aspect, this category wisdom. So that's what we have to understand. The laws like here, Sutra no any wisdom, but not like that. Sutra has wisdom, but that didn't have transforming this category wisdom. So without that, we cannot become Buddhahood. Is it clear? Make sense?
Yeah, what you're saying makes sense, but what do we need to study to learn it? Are we gonna learn this as we go along here, or what?
What do you mean? So we have to meditate, and then this wisdom is arise because you use this Vajrayana method. They arise this transform wisdom.
Okay.
And if you don't practice Vajrayana, then you have wisdom, but not transforming wisdom, impure transform to the pure wisdom. Sutra didn't use that. If you don't use that, you cannot Buddhahood. Even your Buddhahood take very long time. So impure transform is a really kind of a strong practice, like performed. Directly impure is transforming. That's why it's Vajrayana. You can, without this, you cannot be Buddhahood means like you cannot one lifetime Buddhahood. You cannot be 2 lifetimes Buddhahood. You cannot be 3 lifetimes Buddhahood. You take eons to Buddhahood. So you cannot be Buddhahood also have always meaning there. Sometimes like people say, oh, Sutra never ever can be Buddhahood. I saw in the Vajrayana say, without Vajrayana, there says Sutra not possible to Buddhahood. So then you really love to teachings, carefully study. Sutra no Buddhahood means maybe that means like 1 lifetime no Buddhahood. Maybe 3 lifetimes no Buddhahood. Okay? Why? The reason is if you don't impure perceptions transform to the pure, you cannot is 1 lifetime Buddhahood. That is 100% sure.
What do I need to study to gain the wisdom that sensory fields are mundane? For example, I don't understand. I don't know what I need to look at to transform that into some kind of wisdom. What I hear is all you need to do is just practice. and the knowledge automatically comes. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes, yes. So
All
your,
right.
like example, your service visualize the Yadam deity, and then it's all this your five aggregates, your senses, is everything is transforming. You visualize your this five uh, aggregates is a Yadam deity.
Okay. I keep asking the same question over and over in different ways. And I get the same answer. So I'm going to continue on that path. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so we will not become the Buddha. If we have this purifying practice of deity yoga, so we can avert our clinging to appearances and sounds as ordinary. So then, Jungzi Chirim Lai Nam Yen De Yu Na. So see, if we have this practice, if we practice this Vajrayana, if we have this purifying practice of deity yoga, so then we can avert our clinging to appearance and sounds as ordinary is transformed. All the ordinary perception is transformed. Instead, they will arise to us the display of the waking body. So then our this us as the display of the waking body, speech, and mind qualities and cultivate of the Yadam deities. So outer and inner obstacle will not occur. So when you practice this way, impure is transformed to the pure, visualize pure, then all impure is transformed, then also the no any obstacle to arise, because we are Buddha, then we purify obstacles and obstacle cannot come into us and create obstacle. So that's why it's so outer and inner obstacle will not occur. Even when we are enjoying sensory pleasures, we will be offering our enjoyment to the Buddhas. So then if you put the cloth, it's offering Yadam deity. If you drinking water, it's offering Yadam deity. You eat the food, it's offering Yadam deity. You take the shower, it's taking the shower for Yadam deity. And whatever your desires using to your body is Yadam deity's offerings. Your house is your offering, your food is offering, your clothes is offering, and whatever pleasure you're using, everything is become offerings. It's create accumulation merit. So now the reason is we are Yadam. Then you have that confident and practice stable divine pride. Otherwise, just you doing things, everything is like become mundane, impure perceptions, just same as ordinary people does. So ordinary people does everything is a causes of suffering because it's like create attachment desires. So long as you have their meditation, divine pride, practice, Yadam deity, and then everything is offerings. All the desires not affected, and all the desires become causes of happiness, causes of the accumulation merit, practice. So this practice Sutra didn't have. That's the reason there cannot one lifetime Buddha. The 2 lifetime cannot be Buddha, 3 lifetime cannot be Buddha. So take long time.
Kempo,
Yeah.
part of the joy of the practice is when you're offering that it's non-self-clinging. So you're just giving everything. You're just giving, 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 and it's not from you. It's just the universe. And it's non-dual, and it's joyful. It can penetrate your dreams in every walking moment of your life. Is that correct?
Can you say again? I didn't get the main point.
Okay. So the joyful part of Vajrayana point of view of attaining enlightenment is that all your waking hours are transformed into offering. Whatever you're doing in mundane life is offerings. So that also is part of generosity, of non-self-cherishing, clinging, so it automatically transforms just because you're not thinking about your own little me, me, me. But it's a joyful practice. And then it can penetrate every moment of your life.
Okay, so didn't whole thing understand. Some part is yes.
Okay.
Yeah, some part is yes, but some part I didn't clear. And maybe you go more deeper way. So the joy here is enjoy sensory pleasures. If you're going to swim, it's joy sensory pleasures is become offering. So you does like worldly joy sensories, like example, you drinking or whatever you're doing, like good house, good cars, and that's always become offerings. Yeah. So even can have family, and then also your joy for sensory pleasures. But the person who didn't have in pure perceptions, the person's realization is pure everything.
Yes.
That's why whatever they're using is become offerings.
Yes.
And this part is Vinayana tradition, 100% is like close. Close means like not acceptable because it's not beginner level.
Yes, but it's Vajrayana level.
Yeah, this is like high practitioner level, really high level practitioner. And who has like everything's become pure. So then that person, this samsaric desires never affect that person.
Exactly. They're not selfish.
Yeah. So then, if you like, long as you have that realized, then you meet also not negative, it's become benefit. It's offering Yadam Deity also benefit the other beings.
Yes.
Yeah, example, like if I know someone like this kind of realization, I'm going to buy like chickens, fish, and this beef is I offering that person because I asked the police to take this. I can help this liberating these beings,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So then that person is whatever does like in the samsara like desire things. Usually we say negative, but that person who has this realization no anymore negative. Negative is no exist for that person.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that person is like always be in the pure perceptions, absolute truth.
Mm-hmm.
And there has that level, and many high realizers can be that level. See, Telopa, Naropa, Marpalosa, Muller, all this lineage teaches that level. So this desire is never affected for them. But then, of course, ordinary person use that one, it's become poison. You eating the poison. And the realizer is nectar.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. So the realizer is like use that is become, benefit more and more for others, like transforming this all the negative is transformed the positive. Yeah.
Mhm.
So ordinary who has impure perceptions, ordinary people, everything is negative, but who has realizes everything is positive. So
Exactly.
that is followed by individual level. And that's why we cannot say everything's yes, we cannot say no. It's we have to look to our individual level followed by that way. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's why it's we are confused. Like sometimes like teachings also saying contradiction all the time, difference there. And then people does also always like kind of different contradiction. Some teachers like cut the hair, some teachers kept long hair, some teachers wear monks exactly our pure clothes, some doesn't. Some is married, some is not married, some is like just so many different kind there. So very hard to understand. But then some monasteries just say, doesn't matter your whatever you have realization, education, we just follow the exactly author appearance, Your realization is good for you, but we don't follow that. We follow the just ordinary perceptions. So that is the monastery roles. And like uh, all the Vinayana roles have to follow that way. But individually, it's your choice, because you have to follow by your realization. So, do you understand what I mean?
Absolutely. Yes. As lay people, we don't have to follow those rules. We don't take as many tantric vows as the monks and the nuns. And yet we can achieve pure perception very easily.
Mm. So see the example, like who has this realization? If the person is stay in the monastery and that person also have to follow by author level is exactly the beginner. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because they have to take care of the others people's impure perception.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you are in the monastery, you say, I have this realized, I can do everything, whatever I want, then not allowed to do that. That's why Shantideva also tried to get out from the chaos, try to get out from the university, Nalanda, and so many these yogis came out from the, yeah, the monastery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but on the other hand, if you're in a monastery or a nunnery, you have access to the research and the debate and the study and the practicing and being able to go on 3-year retreat. So in a way, it's also frustrating if you are a lay person because this is a wonderful world you can't participate in.
Yeah, if who has this kind of realization, then you really don't have to stay in monastery. It's depending. Yeah, just the person's like the thing is where is it they can benefit more. So we don't know who has this realization, who don't have, anyway. And some looks like they has realization, but zero. There's sometimes people show outside, they show the everything, that showing the realization isn't zero. Some people not show anything, like looks like zero realization, they have 4 realizations. So that's why it's like also confused too. And you don't know.
No, but I bet it's a lot more fun than spreadsheets.
Huh?
I said it's more fun than spreadsheets. It's more fun than samsaric work.
Yeah, this who has a realization is really fun in the samsara. They can play with the samsara.
Yeah, we're stuck in it.
Yeah, they don't stuck in samsara. They play the samsara. They know any suffering. It's they are enjoy. Actually, the Bodhisattva is like that too. Bodhisattvas, like then they can benefit others. Absolute truth, Bodhisattvas. Okay, so now, so outer and inner, okay, obstacles were not equal. Even then we are enjoying sensual pleasures, we will be offering our enjoyment to the Buddha. In this way, we can perfect incalculable accumulations and safely accomplish all the sublime and common siddhis. So who has this realized, then that person is the just Buddhahood is there, very right there. It can be accomplishment easily. So because everything, whatever they're doing is create accumulation merit or its offerings. That is the Vajrayana. So now you understand what it means. Vajrayana essence main point is keep the, the pure perception, divine pride. Impure is transformed. So that didn't have a sutra tradition. So other, you cannot see anything different in Sutra and the Vajrayana. The Vajrayana always make this point is always very clearly, make clearly. This transforming is. So that is become you can get easily Buddhahood. Okay, so now we finish that part is Yadam deity. And now next is Guru Yoga. I think we can leave it there today. So you have any questions, we can discussion here.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
And you've probably taught us this before, and I'm not remembering. What is the difference in Tibetan between Yidam and deity? Is it always used together? Sometimes I just hear Yidam and sometimes deity, or is it the same thing?
That is called Yadam.
Yidam, okay.
I think it's English. Right? That is English or no?
No.
Something, there's something. No, I don't know English, so you know English.
No.
Yes, it is. Deity is, it means God or goddess.
Deity.
that's English.
Yidam isn't English.
No,
Oh,
Yadam
no,
is
definitely Yidam is not English. It's definitely Tibetan.
But there used to be this word tutelary deity. Like you use the deity to tutor you to become like that, right? I mean, it isn't that they're gods. I mean, I think the word deity is confusing.
Deity is not Tibetan, okay? Yadam is Tibetan anyway.
Yidam is Tibetan. Okay.
Yadam means like your mind is like promise or like, say, this is the Buddha, my Buddha. It's you kind of like your mind make decisions.
Okay, deity comes from deus, which I think is Latin for God.
Yes, but so in like yoga, are there some yoga people? There's like a word called Ishta Devata, your Ishta Devata. Curtis, can you talk about that?
Yes, it means chosen deity. And that's the translation of that, Ishta Devata. So maybe the word deity is partly because it's in Eastern usage and it makes more sense to Westerners than Yidam. And tutelary, it's worth looking up. It just means serving as a protector, guardian, or patron, like the tutelary spirits of these regions. But it's probably worth a little more look at a dictionary.
Thank you. So Kimball, just so I understand correctly, Yidam is saying your mind is choosing and saying, this is my Buddha. Is that right?
Yeah, it means the same mind. That means like decided, like decision and holding that.
deciding and holding. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Samaya is a Tamsek. We already talked about the Samaya part is a Tamsek, is a Tamjawa is like a Tambatsek. It's a Buddha's, follow the Buddha's words. Tamba means like the realizer, some words. Tamsek means like you follow the words. So Yedam means like your mind is, you know, like kind of like make decided decisions. Is my Buddha or my Yedam is like just Buddha, right? It's make decided, you know, this is my Buddha kind of.
Thank you.
So then also the more meaning is like Yedam is like always be with us. It's inseparably. So that's also called Yedam. But more meaning, I think more meaning. So the Vajrayana we taught in this practice, like that's always be with us, pro-modeling, you know, inseparably. So I'm beginningless time. So that is actually absolute Yedam.
Campbell, I have a question.
Yes.
So when you are saying that when Vajrayana is transformed impurity to purity, and then you become Buddha. And so I have a question is, when people realize in their mind and then really realize that, oh, I am the Buddha, and oh, I am really, I get it, but not totally realize it, whatever. But it's because of the realization, they also transform their, like if they are disabled, will they become able? Will they become physically transformed? Not only the mind have realization. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like when we transform, do we just transform our impure mind to pure mind, or we can transform the whole thing? Because I know I have very good fortune to meet a lot of good teachers, and some of them have supernatural power, really supernatural power. And before I say anything, they know what I'm going to say, and they can see all like my process on everything. And I really believe one of them, like Gajin Rinpoche, have that ability. I really believe that. And so, but not every teacher, when they realize, have that supernatural power and they transform their body, they transform everything. Can everyone, like, when you transform your impurity in your mind, can you also transform your imperfect body to become perfect body like the Buddha?
Yes.
But is it everyone can do that?
The body is like, say, 5 aggregates is transformed to the Buddha.
So in this life, like if you were disabled, after you transform your impurity and then you become able person, you can walk, you can jump, instead of like you were dependent on the wheelchair. Do you know what I mean? Like your body totally transformed, become a Buddha body, have supernatural power, have them, like you can know the past life, many past lives, and you can know other people's thinking and all this kind of supernatural power. Do everyone do that when they transform?
Okay, so I think we have a little bit confused there, misunderstand.
Okay.
The transform body means we meditate, we recognize this five aggregates is Buddha's, right?
Yes.
The still this like ordinary body, like right now what we have,
Yes.
this is actually compound of phenomena.
Yes.
Or that cannot change that. This compound of phenomena is anyway is separate going, but reality you have five aggregates like transform to like actually take to the future life. This they have called the karmic imprints. This five aggregates. So actually that is like it's not death. Ordinary people is have death, but that Buddha who already transformed the body is Buddha, then that didn't have this five aggregates, subtle levels dying and something like, the death sufferings. So not talking about this like right now compound of bodies like compound of phenomena, the body is like you see the right away Buddha's body there. But their own perception, they don't have, we see that this ordinary body, but there who has realized that person, I don't think so they have any feeling like kind of the same is like we seeing the form is ordinary. Because we didn't transform our impures. So even they has realized pure and the body, everything, this transform Buddha, but they have their own realized that, but we cannot see our perceptions are like super power something in the auto level body. So that's the reason Buddha also passed away, because he passed away is our perceptions. Ordinary beings' perceptions. Yeah. And all these spiritual beings pass away, is all ordinary beings' perception is passed away, but their own perception is never passed away. That's why it's called benefit other beings. Their mind is the same as the space,
But sometimes when you met a wonderful teacher, they do have the power to transform their physical. Like you can ask them, please, please, please don't go. Please stay for the benefit of the people. And they said that, oh, my body is old and I'm going to die and something. And you really ask them, please don't, please don't. And they really can do that. They really can stay 10 more years, 20 more years, or 30 more years.
Yeah, but they have to, even they stay like 2-3 years, staying longer because they don't have emotions. That's why they can stay longer. But anyway, your body is going to dissolve this sooner or later.
So the transformation is really not that applied to every single element, even your physical body. Because I really see some supernatural power in front of me. So I just feel that why some people realize they have why some realize teacher have supernatural power and why some didn't have.
Why
is it because of
the who has the supernatural power? I needed that one.
I really believe Gatin number 10 has supernatural power. That's what I believe. I totally
No,
believe
believe it's good, but it's he has that, but who see that?
I see that.
Okay, you see that, but other people not see that. Then what we do? So that is you have good connections, karma connections. That's why you see that, but most other people don't see that. Right?
Well, when I share with my friend, we all following Gatin number 10 when we were in Taiwan, and people tell you all those stories, and people saw that happen, and people really tell you the story. So we all share our experience, and that we all believe that
So
he
that
has
means
super
like you're talking about the body's power or mind power, or what is a supernatural power means?
I feel is the of course everything is from the mind. So the mind is of course has the supernatural power, but
Okay.
it
The mind have a
manifests
supernatural power,
in
so
your
but
body.
what is a power, right?
Well, it manifests in your body too.
Mm. So mind has a supernatural power that's a benefit others. The supernatural power is actually bodhicitta. So why people didn't have supernatural power? Some teachers they're not enough bodhicitta. Why some has because of bodhicitta, right?
I thought it's because maybe in their past life they practice so much, so they accumulate that kind of power in this life. I don't know. I don't understand why, because today when I listen to the transformation, then I just thought, oh, if I can transform, so I have been limping because I hurt my leg for a few years ago. So I thought, oh, if I transform my mind, then I also can transform my body, can I? But I really don't know how I can do that.
You can transform your mind, but body transform is which kind of a body? So this gross level body or subtle level, the karmic imprint body.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a teacher who's really great, and he's really can read mind, and he can do a lot of things. And he's a aha. So he met a teacher, the other teacher. That teacher was a European teacher. She was 75 years old, and my teacher told us that she's had really deep realization in the Theravada tradition. She should be the non-returner. So it's the first stage of the holy stage. But she was limping, and she was holding a can. And then when she met my teacher, who's the aha, and who just like pat her back a little bit and touch his shoulder, and she like up to her, she can give up her cane. It's almost like Jesus performing miracle, and many people saw it.
Then
so she doesn't need the cane anymore, but the teacher said that she had very, very deep realization. So she's the third stage of the Theravada tradition. That means she's non-returner. If she pass away in this life, she will go to the heaven and finish all her business and then become aha. And so, but she couldn't transform her limping body until my teacher just pat her and then touch her, like pat her a few times, and then I don't think he touched her because they have very strong vinaya. As a monk, you cannot touch a woman. So I don't think she might use his stick or something and just pat her. And then she didn't have to use the stick anymore. She doesn't have to use the cane anymore. And it's just like really, but I was thinking, if it's a transformation from the mind, and our body is an illusion, and if our pain is illusion, all these kind of thing is illusion, and if you realize in some point you are the Buddha, maybe even this ghost body can become the deity, then you don't have all these kind of limitation of physical limitation. Is it possible?
So
is it possible?
I really don't know.
Okay.
That's just we don't know we already told that so many individual level has different kind, you know. So I cannot make decisions what the people has realization that is true or not, what the kind of realizations. So only we have to ask Buddha, so he knows. He knows. We don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So
so
the
the time is
transformation
like this
doesn't mean
realizations who has no dualistic, then that kind of person is like, you know, is different. Like this, we say, oh, you're hungry. They say, yeah, I'm hungry. Then offering food, they eat. But then live like that, oh, you already eat food, like you don't need food. They say, yeah, I don't need to eat food. So then they stay hours, days, no need to eat food. Then someone comes, oh, you didn't eat food. So they say, yeah, I didn't eat food. So they give food, like they eat. Okay, so if you go like 1 hour after, you tell them you didn't eat food. They say, yeah, I didn't eat. And then after 1 hour, you eat food. After goes tell them, you didn't eat food. Oh yes, I didn't eat food. They eat. So then you goes like you don't give food like 1 week. So then you telling them every day, oh, you eat, just eat. Or they say, yeah, I just eat. They just want to follow by the others' perceptions. They don't have any, the ordinary perception and the thoughts, you know. There's many stories like that who has reached in the no dualistic.
okay.
So we don't know. Okay, this kind is really hard to describe or talk and put in the words. You know, use intellectual way to make decisions hard.
Okay.
The individual has different kind. You cannot say he has power or no power. You know, sometimes the students so trust the teacher and then they always see miraculous things. If he doesn't like, everything is like terrible. So,
Yeah.
so that's also like happening lots in the Taiwan, the culturally. So I
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and we Tibetan lamas talk about if you go to Taiwan, then they make you are a spiritual liar. Means like they tell you have this kind of powers. Oh, I saw you in the dream, so you give me this miraculous. Oh, when I meet you, I get this something good fortunes. So we think, oh, I think we are also think I'm something special. So then we get this become we transgressing this Mahayana vows because you cannot have this spiritual liar, you know, like you don't have you think you have this, you know.
Well, but
People created that, you know. I know in Taiwan what going on too. Then sometimes like people doesn't like it, then they say, oh, even they have some high realizers, they say, oh, he's like kind of like Mara or bad. So and it's always follow the perceptions individual. We don't know. The people say is cannot trust anything. Just we means that everyone is follow their own perceptions.
okay.
Right? So they can make perfectly 100% qualities in the individuals. This who has impure perceptions, people can make 100% good qualities, can put wrong or than zero qualities. The laws like they're holding all power is in their hand.
What does it mean?
That means like they make decisions, teachers quality, realization.
Okay.
They can give all the point. They give point like 100%. They can give point is zero. Right?
Well, I feel that if you believe what you believe, that's not lying because you believe it. So
Yeah,
you're
you believe
lying.
it's good, but it's great. You believe.
If you intentionally change the fact, then you are lying. But if you believe what you see as you see, then you are not lying. You might be
I mean,
delusional.
people who's talking about I'm not talking about a liar or not. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I go to Taiwan, like example, someone say, "Oh, I saw you last night in the dream," you help me remove my obstacles. Maybe there are truth, but then I don't have like that any like miraculous. But I believe that then I am become liar.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. I know what you mean. Yeah.
So sometimes, I know that some teachers really believe, people say that. So you believe that means like some say, oh, I saw you last night, you have kind of power or something, that believe. Then that is the effect that their own practice become, who believe. So what the teacher also, when you receive that kind of press, and you also have to recognize it's a delusion, it's dreaming, and getting in the right ear to leave the go away is left ear. Hearing the right ear go away, left ear don't have to keep.
Okay. Well,
Keep
because
that become that really affected that practice.
Okay.
Because attached to that thing they are realizing.
Mm-hmm.
If they think that, then it's affected their own practice.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry for taking so much time.
No, it's okay. You have good thoughts. So that's always like we have to discussion that kind. So everyone has that thoughts. So we believe that some has experience, miraculous, and superpower or something. That's some people recognize that not everyone recognizes that because it's due to the connections. If the teacher really has that power, but not everyone received.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sometimes even teacher didn't have any power, but some student has good devotions and like some connections, even they fear something, good superpower, but that when teachers they cannot hold that.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise they lose their qualities. That's I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you, Temple.
Thank you. Oh yeah, if we ask, do you have a question? Right? I heard your hand is raising.
I was just gonna say when I get kind of confused and I get into those kinds of thinking too, I try to get back to what my focus is, and I just come back to the four. What is it? May all beings be free from suffering. May all with the four, the prayer with the four. I can't remember. Anyways, I just come back to everybody should be free from suffering. Everybody should have happiness in the causes of happiness. Everybody should be rest in equanimity that is free from attachment and aversion. I can't remember it.
Or measurables.
I just come back to that when I start thinking about things because it doesn't really, for me, I just try to think it doesn't really matter. It's what's important is that we're all helping each other so that we don't suffer so much and we have a better life. And that's really the most important thing. So I always come back to the Four Noble Truths. No, it's not the Four Noble. It's the
That's called four measurables.
the Four Immeasurables. That's what I try to come back to because I sometimes get lost a lot too.
Okay, so now everyone okay, yeah. Marilyn, can you share the prayer, please? So, who going to chant the prayer tonight?
Leman could now can do the top part. Compose. She has that.
Can you do the top part? Where is Marilyn go with the prayers? Despair.
Raul, you were sharing. Go ahead and share. I think because we were both trying to, it got mixed
No,
up.
I didn't touch my computer.
No, Raul, not you.
Oh, I see. Oh,
So Raul, you can go ahead and share it now. It won't disappear.
okay.
Okay, I'll share it then.
Lomin, can you chant, please? She's there or no? Okay.
He's there but may not be able to hear us now.
Oh, I'm sorry because I didn't know I was muted. And I am outside, so I'm not at home. I'm just walking.
Okay.
So I can. The book is not with me.
Okay.
Yeah, the text. Yeah, sorry about it.
No, sorry, it's okay. So, Evia, can you chant the prayer, please?
Do I chant in English then?
Yes, English.
Imaho, in the center is the marvelous Buddha Amitabha of boundless light. On the right side is the Lord of great compassion, and on the left is Vajrapani, the Lord of powerful means. All are surrounded by limitless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Immeasurable peace and happiness is the blissful Pure Land of Devachan. When I and all beings pass from samsara, may we be born there without taking samsaric rebirth. May I have the blessing of meeting Amitabha face to face by the power of blessings of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions. May we attain this aspiration without hindrance. Continue in English.
Yes.
Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increasing higher and higher. By this virtue, may I achieve omniscience by defeating all enemies, confusion. May all who travel on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. As Manjushri the warrior realized the ultimate state, and as did Samantabhadra, I will follow in their path and fully dedicate the merit of all sentient beings, for all sentient beings. May the teachings of the great Drigumpa Ratnashri, who is the omniscient Lord of Dharma, master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara.
Thank you. Thank you, Evia. Okay, so see you tomorrow, everyone. Good evening.
Thank you, Kempo.
See you
Thanks,
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Kempo.
Kempo.
Bye.
Tomorrow.
Bye.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, everyone.
Take good care of your tutelary deities.